What's up guys, Tyray521 back again for another video for you. This one is another mock showcase. It's been a while since I've done one of those. This one is on my LEGO Lord of the Rings Treebeard mock. This one is, I made this a few months ago. I don't know if you guys remember back when I had my Middle-earth mock, I had a Treebeard build in that. I was never super fond of it. It was kind of simplistic in the way that it was built. I always felt I could do better, but was just kind of limited with the parts that I had at my disposal. This one is still built just with the parts in my existing collection. I didn't order anything new for this one. But I got a little bit more creative with it. I got a little bit more ambitious with the size of it. Like I said, I built it a few months back. I'm just now showing it to you guys for a kind of unfortunate reason that I'll tell you about at the end here. But yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and do a video on this guy. I thought it turned out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. So I suppose I'll just kind of start down here at the feet. I kind of built it on a little bit of a stand here. So his feet are kind of locked into place. They're just being held in by little, sorry, there's some hairs on it there. They're just being held in by some like the Technic pins on plates there. He's got Technic holes in the bottom of the feet there, but I've got him kind of positioned in a way where his legs are like in a walking mode. You can see I just kind of built some like different detail onto his legs. I put lots of like lime green studs all around here. I've got a ton of those in my collection thanks to the pick-a-brick wall. I stocked up on them years ago, so I just added those on to give him like a bit more like a vegetation look, and kind of did just like different layering with like the bark, and just try to make like the feet look a little bit more detailed, in the sense that they're just, it's like naturally growing, you know, it's like all the tree roots and everything. It doesn't like look super uniform. So if we just go up the legs, you can see I kind of used some of these hinge pieces here that I got from an old creator set that I had years ago. I used those to kind of angle the legs a little bit, and then just kind of plated them up with some brown plates and different tiles for the detail. There's the main structure of the body. It's kind of hinged there, and I keep that cheese slope there so that way he doesn't like slouch too much forward. It kind of stops him from leaning too far forward, and he can lean back and forth. Take a look at his body. It kind of like slenders out as we go up it, and then it kind of like, as we get to his shoulders, it kind of broadens itself out. I'll show you guys that on the back a little bit. His arms do have 2 different points of articulation, as well as the 3 fingers at the front here. I like the way these turned out. I kind of wish I could have done something a bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Just a bit more complex than this, but because I didn't really have a lot of brown hinge pieces, or I didn't really have a lot to work with just for what was in my collection, I just kind of used some bricks with Technic holes in them, and then I just kind of played them off with some brown plates, you know. Then this one's kind of like swinging backwards as if he's like, you know, walking and swinging his arms. This one, he kind of has like a prominent branch with leaves growing on it in the prop from the movie, so I kind of just built that onto there with that little leaf piece sticking out of his shoulder. He's also got the same 3 fingers on this arm. I'll show you guys the back of him real quick. Let's see, there's the back of the structure. There's kind of a better look at the body and how it kind of shapes up. Back of the head, he's got these this like big branch that kind of comes off of his shoulder, where I've got Pippin standing right there. I've got Merry standing right there, and then Pippin on the top of his head. I'll show you guys them more in a second. The beard, I think the beard is kind of a bit, also maybe a bit simplistic, but again, I built this just with the spare parts in my collection. When I make mocks, my mentality is always usually like, I don't want to order extra parts. I want to just make this with the parts I have at my disposal. So I kind of decided to adopt this dark tan, because I had a lot of these dark tan tiles, and I had this kind of nice plate with the curves on it, and I was like, I could turn that into a beard pretty easily. So I did that, and I think it looks all right. I especially like the use of these 1x2 plates with, or bricks with the slope on them right here, kind of like into the face, where it kind of looks like the beard's like kind of like coming around, like it's on his cheeks and everything. It kind of gives it more depth. It makes it look like a real beard, I think. You can see the eyes right there and the nose. If I had a spare of the Ent eye print piece that we get in the Tower of War Thanks set, I would have put those on him. You only get 1 spare in the set, and then the 2 that are on the Ent build from that set, so I didn't want to just give him the one piece as a as an eye and then just give him a generic other eye. So I just opted to do these open studded little studs here. There's open, yeah, the studs with the opening in them. It kind of looks like little olives. Just for the eyes there, and I think that looks decent enough. Obviously the printed piece would be nice. I would just have to order some spares. And if we come up to the top, like I mentioned, we got Pippin just kind of standing on some open bricks up there, as well as this little spot for Mary, where he's just kind of standing on some jumper plates on that little shoulder build. So it's a pretty simplistic MOC. There's nothing too complex about it. I've seen some much more complex and much better designed ones using, like, you know, more modern pieces that LEGO has added to their inventory. But I think for what this is, being built with the parts in my collection that were, for the most part, collected over the mid-2000s and mid-2010s, I think for being built out of like more archaic or more older parts, I think this looks pretty decent. Now, the unfortunate reason why I'm just now filming this video and showing it to you guys, when I built this, the intention was it was going to be a mainstay in my Lord of the Rings collection. I'm probably going to be scrapping this though in the next week or so, unfortunately, because I don't know if you guys saw my last video where I did the alternate build for the creator bunny, turning it into the face hugger that another user had come up with, and I just thought it was genius. I've kind of become obsessed with those alternate builds recently. I've bought 2 other sets with the intention of turning them into the alternate builds I've seen people do. One of them was the MIDI scale Millennium Falcon. I turned that into Serenity from Firefly. And then the other one that I made from the bonsai tree that a user by the name of VaneStream has come up with is this Treebeard. Now, again, mine kind of has a bit of a size, it has like a bit of a height win on this one, but just in terms of the detail and the use of all the modern parts to bring the tree roots and just all the detail to life, I think this just excels in so many ways. The articulation on the arms, I don't want to move him around too much because he is not fragile, but just it's, you know, he does move a little bit easily. But yeah, he's got so much articulation. I love the way they built the beard. I love the use of the way they kind of like built like the little display stand for him, using the pieces from the pot from the bonsai tree. They even managed to work some of the pink frogs into the build on the back there. The only area that I feel like mine maybe slightly excels over this one is I think the top of the head just looks a bit, it looks a little unfinished, but that's totally understandable given the limitations of the parts in the set that he had to work with. I kind of fiddled around with the spare parts I had when I was done building his alternate build, and yeah, there's really not a lot you can do with the head. I think like from the nose upward, I would say I maybe prefer mine. I almost feel like, you know, if you could have like taken the top of the head of mine and put it on his, I think this would be like a perfect design. So I might fiddle around with it and try to improve it a little bit, but I think at the very least I'll probably swap out the clip holding the eyebrows, maybe to one of the 1x2 pieces that has like the 2 clips, the 1x2 plates that has the 2 clips on it, so that way the eyebrows aren't sharing a clip and it's a bit more stable. As well as I think I might swap out the white studs behind the eyes for some translucent yellow or orange ones, just so the eyes have more of that glow they have in the movie. But that aside, like I said, I might fiddle with the head a little bit and try to fix it, try to make it look a little bit better. But that aside, I think everything else on his build just makes mine look so much more aged and simplistic, and I think this one just also complements the Ent build from the Tower of Orthanc set so much more. I think they really, this one next to the Ent from the Tower of Orthanc, I think they look so much more like they belong in the same universe when compared to this one next to that Ent build. They use much more similar techniques and colors, and I think they just look more in line with each other. So yeah, I'm gonna be a bit sad to see this one go. I think I had some decent techniques in this one. I think I might translate some of the design philosophies from this one onto maybe a slight reworking of this one. But for the most part, I'm very happy to be adding this one to my collection, and I'm gonna be getting a lot of my brown bricks back once I scrap this one. And who knows, maybe I won't scrap it, maybe I'll use it for something else, maybe I'll just kind of modify it and, you know, maybe I'll just have a third ent in my collection, but yeah, I just really wanted to kind of show him off before I do scrap him, if that's what I choose to do. Again, VaneStream's Treebeard build is a must build for any Lord of the Rings fan. I happened to get the bonsai tree for like $40 off of at Target the other day, so it's very cheap right now to do if you want to build this. But yeah, like I said, I just want to show this to you guys. I hope you like it. If there's any other fun alternate build sets you've seen online, or any other cool alternate builds you've seen people make, let me know in the comments. If it's something I want to build, maybe I'll check it out. But until next time, guys, I got a few other MOCs I want to show you guys at some point, this being the first one. And yeah, I will talk to you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.